A megacity, according to the UN, is a large city usually hosting more than 10 million people. So cities of the world like New York City, Beijing and Paris fall into this category. There are pros and cons that come with these gigantic urban areas. Africa has its own list of megacities, cities with high population, poverty and power. Anyways, here are the megacities of Africa. Like, subscribe and share please to help us. Thanks and enjoy. Starting with one of the oldest cities on earth, Cairo is a big city with over 10 million people, which balloons to 22 million people when you add the Greater Cairo metropolitan area. Founded way back in 969 AD, the city attracts over 14 million tourists annually, raking in billions of dollars. This is because you can visit the world-famous pyramids of Giza, the ancient temples in Luxor, and one of the oldest libraries in the world. Cairo accounts for 11% of Egypt's population and 22% of its economy, and its location by the Nile River and the Suez Canal generates the city significant cash flow annually. But like any big city, traffic can be a nightmare and drivers can be aggressive. Due to the growing population, apartments are taking up more spaces than freestanding homes, and air pollution is becoming a big problem. Though education is important to the people of Cairo, you'll have many students leaving school to enter the workforce by picking up a trade. A problem that has persisted for a long time in Cairo is poverty. Because of the strains to raise capital and the hoops entrepreneurs have to go through in order to start a business, employment is not free-flowing, and therefore you have a majority of the population living below the poverty line, with about $2 to live on per day. But again, it can be fairly cheap to live in Cairo, so there lies the catch-22 scenario. Cairo supplies strawberries, dates, eggplants, figs, and so much more to the world. Tourists were afraid to visit the capital after the revolution of 2011. However, they have started to trickle back into the city. Cairo will soon lose its status as the sole capital of Egypt. The new administrative capital, which has not been given a name yet, will be 28 miles east of Cairo. It is estimated to have a population of 7 million people at the time of completion, looking to ease the burden on Cairo. On the opposite end of the continent, Johannesburg is the megacity of the south. The City of Gold is the only African megacity to host a global sporting event in the FIFA 2010 World Cup and contributes heavily to the country's economy. This city makes its money from diamonds, gold, IT, banking, real estate, and a plethora of avenues. Unlike Cairo, Jozi is not known as a tourist destination. However, it boasts some achievements that other cities cannot replicate, like having the biggest stock exchange and the tallest skyline in Africa. It also has the largest hospital in Africa and tons of malls. If you like museums and would like to visit Nelson Mandela's home, then Johannesburg would be a delightful destination. It is also a landlocked city, so land transportation is of high importance to help with imports and exports. Notable areas you could live in are Sandton and Hillbrow. Johannesburg has a problem with crime, but the city has taken steps to improve safety in the city by adding CCTV to many areas and recruiting help from other countries. As segregation has played an extensive part in the history of the country, poverty is also prevalent in areas like Soweto, a small township that was later added to Johannesburg after the end of apartheid. Funny enough, the sister cities of Joburg are New York City and London. Kinshasa is the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo and the megacity of Central Africa. Located by the Congo River, Kinshasa is inhabited by over 16 million locals who mostly speak French, making it the largest francophone urban area on earth. Because of its close proximity to one of the largest rivers in Africa, the city uses the water as hydroelectric power, and if you sat at the banks of the river, you'd be able to see the capital of the Republic of Congo on the other side. Though only having 13% of the country's population, Kinshasa contributes 85% to the economy of the country. Kinshasa is unique because even though it's a megacity, it is sprawling with slums, mainly due to poor city planning and expansive borders. Another difference is that China is heavily involved in the development of Kinshasa, pumping money to aid in infrastructure development. This can in turn propel Kinshasa to be a global powerhouse, much faster than other African megacities. Food processing and manufacturing are major economies in the city, and it hosted the fight between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. What makes Kinshasa a sleeping giant is it's part of a country that has natural resources worth over $25 trillion. That's much more than any country's annual GDP. But like many other African countries, poor management of the opportunity has not propelled the country to continental dominance. Not far from Kinshasa is Lagos. Apparently 38 people move to Lagos every hour, and it has been predicted that Lagos will be the most populous city in Africa in less than a century from now. Because of rapid urbanization, Lagos can be classified as a city split into two, with the mainland and the island. This has further caused Lagos to embark on the bold decision of pushing land out towards the ocean. The latest project sprawling from this idea is Eco Atlantic, A 10 square mile modern city projected to be completed in the near future, with marinas, peninsulas, tourist attractions, and fine living. Lagos is also a dichotomy because the standard of living in many areas is high, yet more residents live in poverty on land and water. It has the largest IT hub in Africa and keeps itself busy with its thriving seaport. Oil and petroleum is a heavy revenue for Lagos, accompanied by Nollywood, which in case you did not know is the Nigerian version of, you got it, Hollywood. To see more about this, check out our video on the cinema of Africa. Corruption is also a major barrier to the success of the city, as the government has a stronghold on the oil sector. Lagos is definitely a place to visit because of its booming modernization, nightlife, cuisine, and climate. Atlanta is a twin city to Lagos. Even though there are currently 4 megacities on the continent, others will be promoted to megacity status in the coming years, like Dar es Salaam, Nairobi, Khartoum, and Luanda. This is especially good news because as long as these countries can manage the growth of these cities, Africa can be grabbing at the opportunity to be a powerhouse of economy and influence in years to come, as it will entice tourists, increase business opportunities, and increase the labor force. So which city would you like to visit? Thanks for watching. Will we see you in the next one?